As anyone who's been paying attention can see, the number of mass shootings perpetrated by members of the trans community has been accelerating quickly. Now, as they are wont to do, the left is doing all it can to hide these incidents, misdirect, and lie about them, but the numbers are unmistakable. Mass shootings by trans shooters are on the rise. Now, just to be clear, as far as I can tell, trans shooters are still underrepresented in total shootings, meaning that there is a lower percentage of trans shooters with respect to their percentage of the population than non-trans shooters. But here's the scary part. There have been 7 confirmed mass shootings by trans people in the last 8 years, 5 in the last 4 years. That doesn't sound like much until you consider this. The number of confirmed shootings by trans shooters in the entirety of American history prior to 2018, and yes, there have been trans people around as long as there have been people around, is 0. 0. Why would this be? Well, I believe there are 2 main reasons. Number one, prior to about the past 10 years or so, anyone choosing to identify as the opposite sex had thought long and very hard about making this transition. And no, it's not because, quote, society, unquote, frowned on the decision. I hate to tell you this, but society still frowns on that decision. No, it was because everyone, including the people involved, realized this was a major, irreversible, and life-altering decision that was not to be taken lightly. Prior to that time, it would have been unthinkable for a doctor to do disfiguring surgery on a minor or to administer hormone-blocking drugs to children who were nowhere near capable of making a decision of that magnitude. Somewhere along the line, it became acceptable for you to change your sex as often as you changed your socks, with very little thought given to the long-term implications of this decision. The psychological damage caused by this trend is incalculable. Many thousands of children and young adults were permitted to make, and even encouraged to make, life-altering decisions that they would later regret. The level of mental illness in this community has spiked, along with this trend toward casual and enabled life-altering decisions. Where you have mental illness, you will find any number of dysfunctional behaviors, including mass shootings. Reason number 2, and it shouldn't be this way, but it just is. This community was taught that it has superior rights to other communities. Most specifically, superior rights to anyone who is straight, who's white, and especially who's male. The thing about victimhood mentality is that equal rights are never enough. It's what they say, but it's not actually what they mean. They want superior rights. They want to be given preferential treatment, put on a pedestal, and worshiped as heroes for their own individual social choices. And ironically, even when these things happen, it's still not enough. The victimhood mentality must be preserved at any cost. And so any slight, whether intended or not, becomes a reason to be angry, malevolent, and cruel. And when you have a community that is increasingly angry, malevolent, and cruel, you're also going to have a community that is more prone to violence, hatred, and in this case, mass shootings. For those few liberals out there who still actually do have the best of intentions, please wake up. Understand that equality under the law means equality under the law. Realize that biological facts can't be ignored, and when they are ignored, very bad things happen. This is a completely separate issue from allowing people to live the kind of lives that they want to live. I can approve or disapprove of their life choices, and they can approve or disapprove of mine. This kind of dynamic is the natural order of things. Problems come in when you feel that you have the right to force approval. It's bad for us, it's bad for you, and it's certainly bad for the community you say you're trying to protect. But then most of you already knew that, didn't you? And this is why the culture wars are raging. I suppose you'll always have war when one side or the other is never going to be content with peace.